hello to everyone listening or watching this podcast. Welcome to Organized Chaos. On this podcast, we talk about teenagers who are expected to be organized and accepted to be chaotic. See, that was chaotic. On today's first episode, we're going to cover one of many different topics that we'll talk about, which teenagers hopefully find interesting because I'm a teenager and I find it interesting. Okay, but on our first episode, we have.
Vivian.
And we are going to be talking about.
Women's fashion.
Yes! Bang! Yeah. So, we're going to start off with segment 1, which is prop culture. You should know about prop culture if you follow the Insta account. But if you don't, I'm going to tell you. But also follow the Insta account. So, prop culture is basically where the guest chooses a soft toy which stands out to them and explains why. Because teenagers have interesting perspectives. So, Vivin.
So, I chose the monkey because it looks funny and it looks very suspicious, the look it's giving. And I mainly chose it because of the accessories. And it's really important to the topic we're doing today. And is it a tie? It's a tie. Is it a tie?
I think so.
Okay. Whatever it is, it's a collar. No, it's not. That's abuse. Do not put collars. It's a tie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a monkey.
Collars are sad.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've completed segment 1, we move on to segment 2. So segment 2 is from the vault, where basically we usually get something interesting from the guest's vault, or in this case, a personal story, experience, or connection that they have to this topic. So Vivin, what is your treasure from the vault?
My treasure is, I feel like, for women's fashion, my treasure my treasure is probably about how the different styles it has, different varieties, different textures, different emotions, different designs, different forms of materials, textiles, and it's just, I mean, like, for me, it's about just freedom and expression, that's my treasure for fashion itself, and especially women's fashion.
That's amazing. And before I move on to segment 3, I have a question for why you wanted to talk about women's fashion.
Let me get this straight. First, I was not the first option. Miss Antra Ramapraveen, she is also a great person. She's has a very, very good understanding over women's fashion especially, and she's really good in fashion, and both of us know the same amount of fashion. We both know the same understanding of fashions, even though she corrects the way I pronounce designers' names. I still can't.
I created beef.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You don't create beef. It's fine. It's just a debatable question if we both of us know the same amount of fashion. I maybe know a little bit more. I'm just joking. She probably knows more than me. Yeah.
That's amazing and really
I
appreciate
didn't
you.
answer your question. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry. Even I forgot. Yes, so why are you talking about women's fashion?
I wanted to talk about it because I am a person. What is happening to my line? Tulika ma'am is gonna be pissed at me. I'm a person who loves fashion and the way like people dress, or how designers come out with collections, how they express themselves through a specific like a runway or specific amount of clothes, and how they create it, how they put the time and effort to it. Especially in women's fashion, it takes a lot of time of creating a dress itself, and I feel like it takes, especially in Indian fashion, imagine the amount of time it takes to make a lehenga. And did you know that Alia Bhatt's Met Gala outfit took around more than 150 hours Actually,
I heard. Oh my
yeah.
god, that was a
And,
beautiful
and
sari.
over 100 of people worked on that dress. That's insane.
Whew.
That shows the amount fashion takes and how much story it has by itself. Yeah.
That's amazing, and I hope you guys now understand why he's gonna be talking further on this. So now we actually get to the point in segment 3 where we actually just actually discuss about the topic. So, let me start off with what is fashion to you?
Fashion is basically it's a form of expression, freedom, creativity, rebellion, and even a call for action. Fashion is to me is how you express yourself in different way. I mean, like in different ways. You can be expressing through accessories and the way you dress. You can even have wordings in your shirt saying "Leave me alone" in your shirt, or just wearing comfy clothes, just saying "I need my space." It's the way you express yourself. And fashion is something. It's mainly for me. It's about originality and how you dress. It's like you choose who you are, so you choose what you want to dress as like people say, who are you dressed as? You should be like, I'm dressed as me, not as other people. I mean, you can have, you want to dress like other people, you can dress like them. I'm not trying to say you can't. I'm not trying to criticize on how you dress. I'm just saying you have to be original. That's fashion to me, like being yourself and expressing you like yourself through clothes. And fashion to me can also be a form of protest, as in recent times we see a lot of people, a lot of celebrities especially, wearing clothes that signifying something as small, something, the issue is not small, but like as protecting the bees to wars. It shows how the impact on fashion has that on one specific like politics. And so I think it has a different aspect to it. Fashion is something for me as like it's simple of representing as a warfare, or as it's not simple, it's a big protest. You can even lose your entirety of your eligibility of attending an event or something like that, as if you do a sign of protest. And that's fashion to me.
That's amazing, and that was some really cool insights that we got. And for someone who has so much knowledge in fashion, how much effort do you put yourself in fashion?
Not a lot. I just dress how I want to dress. I mean, I have the consciousness of how I'm dressing, especially like I can't be going and wearing like a bright color outfit to a funeral, or like, for example, you're wearing a white dress to a wedding. I just said another, guys. Look how connected I'm there to my culture, and it shows that how like wait, I forgot the question. Like, guys, my memory span is very slow.
No, it's how much effort do you put in fashion?
I take like zero effort. I genuinely take zero effort. I just dress how I want to dress. As the same thing, I don't care what people say about me or how I dress. As I think that's fashion to me. And I think for me, not only fashion of how I dress itself, is that I would dress up if I'm going to an event like that. I would take a little effort to dress up and just look good and to go out. Especially if I'm going to like a occasion, if a formal occasion or a party or something like that, I'd dress nicely for that. But I'm just going to the supermarket or going to a restaurant, I'll just wear something comfy and just leave.
I completely agree. I feel like even I don't put much effort into fashion. I just make sure I look appropriate and just present myself well, because at the end of the day, at least to me, that's what matters. I don't pay that much attention, but I really admire people who do, especially like designers and even like normal people who just pay attention to every single detail of what they wear and how that expresses themselves. That's really, really cool, and I really appreciate the effort you put into that. So, yes, now, why do you like fashion so much?
I mean, I love fashion is because it is a lot of varieties of topics together. For example, like architecture is involved in fashion, of how they make dresses, the structure of dresses, engineering, technology advancement, history, and even power. Especially in women's fashion, power is a main thing. As for example, if we take to talk about it, like the research I've done over it in women's fashion is during that time, I think during the 90s or the 60s, 90s, it's not the 90s, it's like during like the 40s and the 50s, before, let's say, just say before independence India, during like the Victorian era and everything, the designers were all men, the tailors from everything. There was a very, very few amount of women designers during that time, and there was only like male designers and who made it to the spotlight currently is, for example, we can take Yves Saint Laurent, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Balenciaga. All of these designers, they are all originated from a male's perspective over women's fashion. And I mean, that's what I'm doing currently now itself, but still, I think it's the story it has behind it and how it improves, that how women have, like, women's rights itself has developed past time, and that is really, really very, very, I think for me that's very, very cool to understand. For example, the designer who came to the spotlight is Coco Chanel. She herself is a very strong woman. She just saw a problem that at that time women wore like tight corsets, big fluffy dresses. They were not able to sit properly and just enjoy a cup of tea. So she's like, why can't they just wear regular pants and clothes, but even look classy with it? That's where that sparked an idea. She started a brand which at that time that made comfortable clothes. She was mocked for it, saying, oh, that's not elegant, that's not classy. And then now it's one of the biggest fashion brands and the biggest luxury brands in the world. That shows the development it has to it, and that shows, especially in women's fashion, how amazing that is.
That's amazing. And like there's so much history to fashion itself. How is like evolved around times and around social and political issues and everything. This fashion has played a huge role. So that's really like amazing to think that fashion can have so much depth and it's not just what you wear.
The main reason I like fashion is because I've never just looked at clothes as clothes. I always looked at them as something you can experiment over. I mean, different textiles, different clothes, even like as simple as a black t-shirt with like a print on it, or even pants. It says a lot, For me, that's what I was really inspired. Especially, I grew up with two older sisters and they loved fashion, and growing up seeing them, how they dress, and then later discovering what Vogue was, and then that was really fun. I was like looking at different shows, different couture, and paying a lot of detail to it, and later looking at my own culture, how people dress, and especially in Indian fashion, South Indian fashion, the amount they use of flowers and the textiles, and it's just beautiful to see how fashion plays a role in each culture, and it's just stunning to see that.
Yes, it really is. Like I said, it's played such a huge role in so many different aspects. So it's really nice. Also, speaking of which, nice t-shirt, Vivin. It's really cool how it's related to our topic. So, okay, now we come off to our final last question. Do you think it's important that people pay attention to fashion?
Yes. I mean, fashion is not, you don't have to only pay attention to a designer or something which is expensive. You just have to pay attention to a simple outfit. Even like your friend can be wearing something like a comfy clothes, like covered up, and you can see like how they feel. Fashion is a type of emotion. It's an expression over an emotion. Like the way you dress, it's I think it's human psychology that you don't know how you're dressing. When you have something in your mind and you're like, for example, you're frustrated, you just put some random stuff on. Like I can be wearing like a bright shirt with like dark pants, and that looks like a very bad color combination, and that just shows how frustrated I was and how I just had to put on some clothes and just run, something like that. It shows it. Yeah.
That's a very good point, and I feel like it's cool if you really do put in that effort into fashion, but it's even if you don't put as much effort, I think it's nice to look out and just like be mindful.
I mean, you can just sometimes you can just see the effort. If you put effort, you can see what. I mean, you can't like some people. I feel like when they don't understand fashion, is it they just look at runways and like, oh, there's just people showing off clothes, just boring. Why do I have to look at that? It's not about that. You can see what the designer took time and how they represented the theme of their chose. Sometimes there's restore of culture you can see, and there's sometimes an issue or sustainability or talking about water pollution or something like that. That shows the depth that fashion has on expression, and you can clearly just notice it by just looking at it. It can be like a bright red dress with black strokes on it showing something related to global warming, something like that. Just a simple attention in detail, like how we pay attention to food. Like I think everybody here, especially me, I put so I put so much detail to. I was like, oh my god, I want this, I want that. Like even giving out an order, that's how you can just look at fashion. It's similar to, like, for example, music and art. You know, the depth that artists put into that. You can see the emotion they put in their paintings and drawings. And then music, the artists, how they sing. For examples, we have like, you know, like for example, Conan Gray, like a little sad music, or some emotional, like heart touching music, and like simple. Like, for example, we can have like Katy Perry fun songs and everything, vibe songs. I just call Katy Perry vibe. Wow. And jazz songs, something like that, just representing. It's similar to fashion. And yeah, that's fashion. Like, that's how I like. What is the question again? Guys, again, I have very short memory loss.
Talking about how why we think people should pay attention to fashion.
Yeah. Whatever I said before.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
Yeah, complete. Now we move on to segment 4 because I think we've covered quite enough information and it's going really well. So we go to segment 4, which is Truth or Truth.
I was not informed of this.
Yes, I love breaking the surprise to everyone. So segment 4 is basically where I have 2 truth questions, truth 1 and truth 2. You get to choose one of the questions and answer it, whereas I give you company by answering the other.
Okay.
So, Vivin, truth 1 or truth 2?
Truth 1.
Okay. What's the weirdest outfit you've ever worn and thought you looked good in?
Okay. I was going through a phase, like a very stubborn phase, that I thought everything I wear I look good in. I wore something really horrendous to a dinner. I wore this all brown outfit with like a brown jacket, a brown shirt, a brown pant, a brown hat. I literally should have just like sat there and looked like a rock.
Oof.
I had terrible fashion choices during COVID because I was still interested in fashion. And I was like, oh my god, I'm wearing something which is really cool. Like, I'm so unique or something like that. I was not unique. I looked like a rock. Like a literal rock. Seriously, guys. If I just sat in one place and did not move, people literally think I'm like a rock. I was literally wore everything from head to toe was just brown. And a jacket on brown. And then childhood me decides to wear bright neon clothes.
Oof, I think we've all had that phase.
Bright neon clothes, and I had this one LED t-shirt which I don't know, I wore it to some like very formal event, and I started pressing the shirt because I got bored, and it was fully dark, and it was a very
light event.
Yes.
Oof. I feel like we've all had the phase of making fashion mistakes, like sequence tops.
Oh my god. I used to, the thing that changes.
Oh,
I
exactly.
used to think they were so cool. I thought like, oh my god, I'm the coolest person because I wore that. I was
Yeah.
really not.
Yeah.
It really hurt.
Oof. Yeah, I know. We've all been there. Okay, now we move on to truth two, which is my question. Have you ever worn an outfit just to send a message? Okay, I want to say no because I'm not that evil of a person and I don't go like all revenge mood and all. But my family relatives at one point really pissed me off where they were like, cover your skin, don't wear shorts, don't wear this, don't wear that. I was so fed up. I was like, you know what? Screw it. And I wore the shortest shorts I owned, which wasn't even that short. So basically, they all go crazy. So that was one very rebellious thing I did. But it's okay. But they actually did really piss me off, and I think it is well deserved. So
I think that's really important right now because in women's fashion, the amount of criticism they get for wearing clothes is insane, and there's sometimes like the there's a dress code set by society itself, the standards. Yes, stereotypes set by society that women are supposed to dress like that. I mean, people now think it's 2025, it's all over, but it's not. And women are still not allowed to dress, and they still get judged by it. And don't care, genuinely, just don't care. Wear whatever you want, like, nobody's stopping you. Like, if your family members are, if it's, unless it's really good advice, if you're wearing something, as I said, bright to a funeral, don't. I will so criticize you for that.
that is very true. There are some unsaid rules which is kind of like it's better if you just follow it.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
Wear
kind
what
of-
you want. Because like, for example, uncles and aunties will always say that you're never gonna dress properly. They're also gonna say, you're too fat, you're too ugly when they're the one. Yeah. You don't want to start about that. It'll be a long conversation.
that's a whole other episode I'll do. So
But that's a lot of stereotypes, especially when it comes to women and women in fashion and women fashion itself. And they're saying, oh, crop tops are not supposed to be allowed and everything. And then crop tops are basically saris without the drapes. That's basically crop tops. And
that's very interesting.
yeah, and like crop tops, and when people are allowed to wear saris, why are they not allowed to wear crop tops? You're showing skin in crop tops and saris anyway, and saris are known to be formal and crop tops are not. Just don't care. It's your life. They're not living it. You're living it. Don't bombard yourself with unexpected reasons, and you don't have to live up to other people's standards. They'll tell you how to dress, everyone will, but just don't care. Genuinely, that's my main point, is that every single person has something to say about what you wear. Just don't care. Just wear what you want. Like, if I'm being honest, even sometimes I also have some questions of, not on like how they wear, but like, it's not a really appropriate stuff. I would have some questions, but if just don't care, even if it comes from your friend, other than it comes from your parents. That's really important, guys. I mean, you can take feedback from your parents, but if they don't like it but you like it, but you really like it, then you just say I really like it, so I'm gonna wear it. So just the originality you have over it and the power you have over it is because they don't own you. It's your life.
Yep, I completely agree. And that was a wonderful, wonderful way to conclude such an amazing episode. I feel like your points were it was a really insightful episode, and I'm really happy. And I really hope the viewers enjoyed it too. Thank you so much, Vivin, for coming and giving us all your yarn, your knowledge, and everything. And thank you so much for everyone watching and listening. And I hope you guys enjoyed.
Wait, can I add something to it?
Yes, please.
Okay, this is an ad. Okay.
Yes.
Thanks, Sanjana. I'm taking my opportunity for this.
Please do.
So I'm launching my own fashion brand, which is called Marusularchi, which is also my project. It is about how I take I take sustainable materials and sustainable clothing and I take recycled materials and turn that into fashion. I'm gonna express fashion through world issues and problems and talk about what material waste can create. So I want to create a brand which is eco-friendly while also destroying stereotypes on women's fashion and connecting to my culture. And I'm mainly focusing on women's fashion, but I'm also doing men's fashion. And please go follow the page. It's called Marusularchi on Instagram, and I'm so excited for it to come out. And I'm so happy Sanju invited me for this show, and I'm really happy. And I think this is going to be an amazing podcast page, and definitely I'm going to listen to mine for like some 1,000 times because it's me. I love myself. And that's how you're supposed to love yourself too. And yeah, that's about it. And thank you for having me, Sanju.
Thank you so much. And we all are definitely going to follow you and your wonderful brand. And we all wish it success. And I'm sure the viewers will also support it.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for watching this episode. And I will see you on the next one. So stay tuned and bye-bye.
Bye.